Right everyone, so we've done all the videos, we're wrapping up now with the review. I've got Kyle with us as well. As you know, in review we'll hear from Rafa Benitez in a moment. We'll talk about the lineups, which is quite surprising. We'll talk about the game, and towards the end we'll have a look at the league table and briefly touch upon the protests. So Kyle, that lineup then, let's put it on screen. That surprised a lot of people, didn't it? We were expecting the usual people.
To be fair, on the Facebook page I predicted all but two of the players. Hayden was the big shock because after Cardiff I didn't think he'd get back into the team, but that was the only shock for me. Other than that, it was
formation change.
No, I expected, I predicted would have 4 at the back, but I also thought as well Rafa might go to 5 because he did against Chelsea and City. But no, played 4 at the back, and his lineup was fairly close to what I predicted, so it wasn't much of a shock. The only shock was Hayden being in the squad. Yeah,
there's not much to talk about in that first half. I mean, that first half, yeah, I think we started all right actually. I thought we had a lot of corners. I would like to know what our corner count is, because I reckon it's a lot.
Quite a few.
Had a lot of corners, and we could have put a pressure on them, but the only thing I can remember in that first half is that check save where I don't think it was going in anyway, and we didn't really, to be fair, Arsenal didn't look great either, did they? It was a poor first half.
It was very even. I wouldn't say both teams were poor. It was just a case that it was very even. And in the second half, the winner was going to be the team that upped it in the second half. And sadly for us, that was Arsenal. So first half was fairly even both sides. So it could have went either way from that point on.
Now the second half, they scored a fantastic goal. Let's not kid ourselves. It was a marvellous strike by Xhaka, which surprised everybody. And from there, it was just slicing us open left, right, and centre. And they scored the second. It was game over, wasn't it?
What? Sorry?
You can't hear because of people shouting.
I know.
Right, okay, so I said in that second half when Xhaka scored, it was a great goal. Right. You get put off by people out here. Scored that second goal, and they were just splitting us over and over, opening it up.
Well, again, they were up in it, Arsenal, and I don't think we could handle it. I think we were still stuck in first gear and they were stuck in second. They went into second gear and they just blew away over 20 minutes.
Which is worrying if they're only in second gear.
Yeah, it's worrying, but at the same time, Newcastle can't be judged just yet because of the teams that we need to play up and coming. We've played some of the big teams now. We've still got Old Trafford to come, but yeah, I don't think we can judge where we stand just yet because we haven't played any of the teams around with bar Cardiff.
So let's have a look. Obviously we went down as a really poor game. You mentioned don't judge Newcastle just yet. If you look at that league table, Kyle, we're still in the bottom 3, but I'm still optimistic because, you know, yes, we've played 4 of the big 6 so far, and you've got Man United shortly as well. But the next week's game, Palace, is huge already, I think.
They're both huge, both Palace away and Leicester up here in 2 weeks. They're both massive games for Newcastle because if we lose both of them, panic's going to set in. People are going to start really worrying about what's going to happen to this team, because if say we do lose and the worst case scenario happens, we're in big trouble. But having said, the next 2 weeks are probably the most pivotal in our season so far, that's for sure.
Yeah, as the season goes on, it's that old saying that it's more and more important, the games. Let's quickly jump to Rafa, and I know he's deflated, but here he is.
Obviously we are disappointed because I think the first half we did really well, so I think that we deserve more. And it's a pity that after all these good things in the first half, you can see 2 goals early in the second half, 2 moments of quality that make the difference. So it was very difficult for us after to react. When we scored, the goal was too late. But when you play against a good team, a top side, that they have quality, they have pace, as soon as you make mistakes, you pay for that. And I think they told me that they had 2 shots on target and then they scored 2 goals. So it's things that can happen when you have a good team in front of you.
The protests will wrap up. So we're seeing them outside. We were there. A few more numbers. I think that'll grow.
Yeah.
And you know, we're seeing a few TV camera crews around there as well.
Yeah. Well, that's the important thing, spread the message and get as much awareness out of there as possible to get Mike Ashley out at the end of the day. That's what we're hoping to achieve with that. I think it's a smart. I think the Magpie Group's planned it smartly by putting it outside the ground, because people walking in have just picked up on it. Oh, protest will stand here then.
See what it's all about.
Yeah, definitely. And I think if they put it outside the club shop more and more, I think you'll get a lot more people doing it, because I thought it was a great turnout today and everything like that. So yeah, I think yeah, we've got to have it. We've got to have it there in future, because it did really well, I think.
Yeah, I think the important thing is keep it up. You know, keep these protests going. Mike Ashley, it's getting to him. You've seen it in his statement that he feels that he's been backstabbed by Sports Direct shareholders, stakeholders, whatever it is. But let's keep it going, keep the momentum going. Let's get behind it and get behind the Magpie Group. Come as one. And it's disappointing. Don't get me wrong that we've been beaten, but all you can do is that old saying: move on to the next one. Let us know what you lot think. Bye bye.